What I'm asking is why we have a national standard for every other amendment except the second.
Well, we don't have necessarily...
Because I have been getting, some of it good-natured and some of it less than good-natured, lectures on states' rights. There are more defenders of states' rights on the other side of the aisle in the last 2 days than I have heard in my previous 7 months. The states' rights emanate from the 9th and 10th Amendment. The 9th and 10th Amendments come after the Second Amendment. So the notion that we're going to choose states' rights when we like it and ignore them when we don't, I just find that to be sophistry. What I am suggesting is simply this. There would be apoplexy if we required any kind of test for the exercise of any other right, and the Second Amendment is treated as a stepchild in constitutional jurisprudence, and I'm just curious why that is.
What process is afforded a U.S. citizen, not someone who's overstayed a visa, not someone who crossed the border without permission, but an American citizen? What process is currently afforded an American citizen before they go on that list?
I'm sorry. There's not a process afforded the citizen prior to getting on the list. There is a process should someone feel they are unduly placed on the list.
Yes, there is. And when I say process, I'm actually using half of the term due process, which is a phrase we find in the Constitution, that you cannot deprive people of certain things without due process. So I understand Mr. Good's idea, which is wait until your right has been taken from you and then you can petition the government to get it back. I understand that that's his idea. My question is, can you name another constitutional right that we have that is chilled until you find out it's chilled and then you have to petition the government to get it back? Is that true with the First Amendment?
Sir, there are strict criteria before...
That's not my question, ma'am. That is not my question. My question is, what process is afforded a United States citizen before that person's constitutional right is infringed? Then he's fine with doing it with the Second Amendment. My question is, how about the First? How about we not let them set up a website or a Google account? How about we not let them join the church until they can petition government to get off the list? How about not get a lawyer? How about the Sixth Amendment? How about you can't get a lawyer until you petition the government to get off the list? Or my favorite, how about the Eighth Amendment? We're going to subject you to cruel and unusual punishment until you petition the government to get off the list. Is there another constitutional right that we treat the same way for American citizens that we do the Second Amendment? Can you think of one? I find it stunning at a logical level why you would ask for more tools when you are not using the tools that you currently have. And I would encourage all of my friends to look at the prosecution levels for 18 USC 922G crimes, firearms violations. Look at the level of prosecution for the last 8 years under this administration, and you will see that gun prosecutions have gone down. So I'm trying to figure out how another law that you're not going to enforce is going to make us safer. And to my friend from Oklahoma, I'm struggling to follow the logic.
Well, I would agree. This is tantamount to like saying, well, we need to stop murder. Why don't they make a law to stop murder? Newsflash, we have. People still are sinful and commit crimes. It's also worth noting that in our gun violence that we see in actual murders with firearms, they've decreased 9% since 2010. They've decreased 10% since 2005, 20% since 1995. Last year, the last statistical data year that we had, of the 8,124 murders committed with firearms, only 248 were done by rifles of any type. That was nearly half what it was for blunt force objects or clubs or things of that nature. Again, we have a lot of data that's being thrown out as inaccurate, but in the true communist textbook fashion, say it often enough and repeat it often enough, it becomes believed, and what is a lie becomes truth.